I love great conversations. Hi, my name is Angel Jones. Thank you for joining me on 12-minute convos where I help you create a brand of your own unique, real self. Listen in as I have conversations with amazing people from all over the world. Good night, Kirsty Farrugia. How are you going on this wonderful, beautiful day?
It is beautiful here in sunny Sydney, so I am well.
Hey, it's a good pleasure. I think I just found a way to correct whether it's good night or good morning by saying, how are you going on this beautiful day? Yeah. Because it is night here in Trinidad and you're way in our future. So it's really good to have you.
Thank you. It's lovely to be here.
Well, please do tell us which of your talents is responsible for us connecting at this time in life.
Well, I'm a professional organiser and I love helping to bring about transformation in families' homes and in their minds in relation to their clutter. So I go into people's homes and I provide one-on-one sessions, and I also have a successful podcast called The Art of Decluttering that I do with my co-host Amy, who is my beautiful friend and a fellow professional organiser.
Yeah, I met Amy. Ooh, she was fun. It was a fun podcast. Yeah.
Agreed.
That's good. So you are not only talented in being an organizer, you're talented in being a good friend.
Yes, I hope so.
Yeah, that's good. So who did you learn these talents or these skills from?
So I'm not naturally an organised person. So I have been shaped in my marriage to my beautiful husband who is super, super organised. And I have also done some work on my habits so that I know that if I'm the laziest person and the biggest procrastinator that God ever made, then anybody else can change and anybody else can be transformed. So I have total faith that if I can do it, anyone can.
I got to jump over to the website just to inquire, if you would, on you, right? In preparation for the interview. And I look at your husband and I'm saying, wow, this guy does look organized. Everything looks pressed. He's wearing jeans and it's looking as though it's pressed as well. So I can well imagine his organizing skills. But I'm intrigued to know at what point did you decide, okay, I'm going to give this a test run, this way of his life?
I think I just was watching him and just saw the ease and grace that he did his life. He was never in a fluster. He was never a red hot mess. So I thought, well, what can I do to be more like him? And he taught me along the way as well. Like he would clean up after me. And he would, I just watched how he did life and I saw how much grace and ease there was in it. And to love him and to serve him better, I decided to be more like him, really.
Wow, that is intriguing. Wow, hats off to you. Given the fact that you've played on the both sides of the fence, I'd like to know why you will continue to live this life of order, if you would.
I find now that I'm doing it, I just find it so much easier and there is so much grace in it. Like I can invite people around at a drop of a hat. I can go to school pickup and say, come on back to my house, and know that I never have to apologize for the state of my house because it's always welcoming and hospitable. And I just have so much freedom and white space in my week to be able to be of service to people. So it doesn't take that much to maintain my house in the order that it is now that I've got it in such a good order. So I just think that why would I ever change? It's so easy to do life like this.
Oh, well, that's great. And there's so many other people that would like to know how to do life like this. So where would you suggest they connect with you?
Come on over to my podcast, The Art of Decluttering, and they can hear some weekly tips on how to declutter a certain area of their home. Or if you'd like a Skype session with me to learn more about how to have an ordered life and how to live and change your mindsets, then come on over to feelslikehome.net.au and you can connect with me there and we can have a virtual session, or if you're in Sydney, we can have a one-on-one session in your home.
Sounds great. Well, Kirsty, please do tell me one other thing that you've done consistently over the last 3 years.
Well, as I said, I'm naturally very lazy. So being consistent with anything has been a challenge for me, and it is a work in progress. But the thing that I've been working on is the habit of reducing procrastination. So I tell myself all the time to just do it now, as I've learned that it reduces my feeling of overwhelm when I'm approaching a task, and it also frees up so much valuable headspace. If I just hang out the clothes then and then that's a task that I don't have to remember to do, and it just frees up so much of my headspace, and I love it. So just do it now, people.
Just do it now. I love that. I love that. So that definitely is your suggestion to someone else that's listening, right? That they should just do it now. Yeah. I love it. Love it. All right. Well, amazing audience. You're hearing it live here. We are live with Kirsty Farrugia, and she is the podcast host with co-host, right, of The Art of Decluttering. Amazing stuff. Got to listen to the podcast. Amazing stuff. They both have, it's like they gel in a very positive and negative battery charging way. Kirsty, that being said, let's switch gears for a moment now, and let me invite you into my time machine that is surrounded with beautiful blue, and I was about to say clean, no clutter water. What is your earliest childhood memory? I
think my earliest childhood memory is actually playing in a church hall at playgroup. I think that's my earliest memory.
Could you say that again, please? Playing with a church group?
Oh, playing at playgroup.
Oh, at playgroup. At a playgroup. Okay, okay. And how old do you think you were?
2.
All right. Why do you think this memory is so clear?
Well, I don't think it is very clear. It's getting foggy and foggier the older I get. But I must have enjoyed playgroup, and I must have enjoyed my time there, if that's my earliest memory.
All right. Well, there's not much I could draw from that. Yeah. I mean, it's definitely foggy for me as well.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. It is what it is. It is what it is. If we fast forward to when you were 12 years old, what was your favorite song?
This is slightly embarrassing. Step by Step by New Kids on the Block. My friends and I at high school used to sing and dance to this song every single day.
That's cool. That's cool. It's intriguing though how you lived a life where in terms of like groups, like it definitely impacts you, doesn't it? Like you're a person that it's not bend or compromise, but it seems as though you draw strength from the group, and then change to suit. Is that accurate, or is it not?
Well, I hope that I definitely love groups, and so I hope that my influence in the group is just as strong as their influence over me as well.
Yeah. That's intriguing. All right, my friend. Well, we have arrived at our destination, but before we get off of this time machine, there is a small declaration form. So it's yes or no, possibly a bit more. We're going to move pretty quickly here. Are you ready, Kirsty?
Yes, I am.
Kirsty, have you chosen someone to pass on your skills to?
I pass my skills on to my listeners every week, and I know that it's totally changing the state of their homes, as it is with my clients. And Simon and I also teach our children our skills and living minimalist lives. So I hope my children will be able to pass that on to their children as well.
How long have you been married for?
13 years.
Wow, congratulations. I think I give Amy this as well, but I think like when you say I've been married just a decade and 3 years, it sounds huge, doesn't it?
Yes, it does.
All right, so you said you have 2 children, right?
Yes.
Do you believe in God?
Definitely.
Do you have an inner circle of friends?
I certainly do.
Do you watch TV for more than 3 hours a day?
No, I do not.
How about 3 hours a week?
Some weeks yes, some weeks no.
Okay. What about screen time? The phone and or the computer? Is it more than 8 or less than 8 hours a day?
It's definitely more than 8 hours.
Yeah, I know how it feels. Believe me. Well,
Yes.
Kirsty, this has been a great pleasure. I would like to share with you, though, after 1,001 conversations in 3 months in 2016, I came up with this workbook, the name of it being called Yours. It stands for Your Own Unique Real Self, with the idea of pointing you to your own unique real statement after answering questions, right? Reflective self-discovery questions. If you had to share with us your mission or your own unique real statement, what would you say that is?
That's such a great question. I think that it comes back to the just do it now, though, but with joy and grace. So, as I said, this statement has changed my life and changed my lifetime habits of procrastination. But there is always grace for myself, for my family, and for everybody around me. And joy is the theme of my life. So, I try to infect everybody with it.
Love it. Just do it with joy and grace. Kirsty, this has been a great pleasure. Before you leave, is there anything else you'd like to share with our amazing audience?
And just come over and check out our podcast. We'd love to have you come over and join us and join our community and our tribe. And again, if you'd like to help to declutter your home and your mindsets, then head on over to feelslikehome.net.au and I'd love to connect with you there.
Yeah, just do it. Just do it.
Yeah, well, just do it.
Kirsty Farrugia, thank you, my friend, for being on what is inspired by 12-minute Convos with Angel Jones.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on 12-minute Convos with Angel Jones. Stay tuned for more from our advertisers.
Diabetes is a mountain pandemic. It's a disease that's not acute but chronic. Similar to this rhyming method, I have simplified the definition, the signs and symptoms, and the complications of diabetes for both adults and children in my books, Poems for Patients, A Focus on Diabetes, and The ABCs of Diabetes for Children. These books are available on Amazon.com, and for more information, you can visit my website, poemsbyaj.com. That's poemsbyaj.com.